First of all, don't allow anybody to speak for you. I was watching Jesse L.Peterson. He's a disgusting piece of shit. But you know what, though? He's not an exception. There are many people like that all over the world and have been forever. You can look at those the same kind of people that sold Africans into slavery, some of their own people. Chinese people, you got Indians, you got Spanish people, you got European people. You have those type of people in all cultures and ethnicities. But they're more noticeable in the so-called black community because the black people are disenfranchised. First of all, the word black and white, I don't like using those terms because there's no such thing as a white person or a black person by ethnicity. Those are legal terms. If you go to the dictionary, to the Black Law Dictionary, and to other sources, you'll find out that black, realistically in the beginning, means pale. Look at the old German, term for etymology. It means pale. Okay, so calling yourself black because your skin is not pale is a misnomer, and calling yourself white because you have pale skin is also a misnomer. And this race war thing that people talk about is bullshit. First of all, the war would not benefit the capitalistic system. That's just like saying that this system could have came about without slavery. Okay, for all of the progressive, conservative, narcissistic-minded Caucasians and black people or melanated people too, a race war would not benefit this country. And if slavery had never happened, you wouldn't have what you have today. Because, let's be honest, the Europeans was not willing or ready or able to therefore do the hard back-breaking work that they had the Africans doing and the natives of this country doing. Okay? So, where you going to get your slave labor from? Where you going to get the labor from? Now, they'll talk this stuff now. They'll say, oh, we did this, we did that. But that's besides the point. After the fact, after things have been accomplished, then you can have bragging rights. You can say, well, we built this country, but you didn't really build a country. You had other people doing the work for you and still having it done for you now. It's just like imperialism and colonialism. These things existed. And if I was a melanated person, I wouldn't go on Jesse L.Peterson's show for a lot of reasons. For one reason is he's very disrespectful. He's a coon. He's a clown. And he speaks volumes of agitation to try to get people off course. And he's supported by the left and the right, the right, the left, the middle, the back, the top, the bottom of the establishment. And not just the conservatives. He is supported by a lot of people that think that way, that has a supremacist mindset, that they go along when he put down African American people and when he make them look like fools and when he disrespects them. He know he can do that though. See, he can do that. And that's the sad thing about African Americans. We allow people like us to do things to us, to disrespect us, and get away with it. This don't happen to anybody else. No other culture has people amongst them that go out, disrespect them all day long towards other people and get away with it. They would be hanging from a tree, cut up in pieces, or they would disappear and smoke like a magician, performing his craft. But we allow for people like that to do it because of our brainwashed Christian indoctrination. And even those that's not Christian, with that upbringing, still allow those things to happen. To have a man put you down and, it's like you have no voice. For all of the things that so-called black people have done in America, they have no voice. Everybody puts them down and lies on them. The slave experience, it doesn't matter. Oh, but the Holocaust does. Oh, in the Holocaust, there was not no 6 million. wasn't even 6 million people named Jews in all of Europe in 1930s and the 40s. It's documented. Check it out. There wasn't 6 million Jews in all of Europe. But the 6 million number comes up somewhere. And in 1934, I think there was 338,000 Jews, and I think in Germany. And then it decreased in 38. But how can you get 6 million out of the decreased number? I don't know. But back to the point about people like Jesse L.Peterson and Clarence Thomas. You know, and you had Ward Connolly years ago, Gary Franks, Herman Cain. And these are just a few people. They're all over the place. And they have always been here. They're always going to be here. I'm American too. I'm not African. That's probably the only thing that I agree with Jesse L. Peterson on. I'm not African. I'm American. My ancestors are indigenous to this land. Okay? Everybody didn't come over on a slave ship. Okay? That's another lie. Okay? They'll dispute that, but who gives a damn? I mean, look, I'm going to tell you something. I learned a long time ago, you cannot worry about what your enemy believes or doesn't believe. They are not going to accept the facts anyway from you. So that's a moot point. So trying to prove something to someone that's already against you is asinine. Just forget about it. People like that got their point of view across. They got their opinions made up. They are basing it off of making it a fact. Their opinions are fact based off their backing. Let them have their backing. Who gives a damn? And if you're angry, they don't like that, forget that too. We don't worry about those people. We're not living to satisfy those people. We're not living to patronize them. They're nothing to us, okay? There should be no importance to you. You should have no desire to try to patronize and to make someone like Jesse L. Peterson understand where you're coming from. Forget it. It's not important. It's not going to happen. He's the enemy. A person that's your enemy will say all kind of things. You know, racism, he says, doesn't exist. All blacks are racist. You know, he does not put down the so-called white man, which is fine too. They don't have to. He's just one individual. He's not some almighty king that's going to make or break us as a people, as a humanity. He's put there to do just what he's doing, and he's doing it well. Up until he's not supported anymore, I would say that all non-pale people need to stop going on his show. Because the guy is not with you. He's against you. He's going to throw his religion on you, which he doesn't believe. He's going to give you his ideas, which are false. I mean, he's a disgrace. Why is he a disgrace? He's not a disgrace because he loves white people. I could care less. Or so-called white people. He's a disgrace because he is very nasty and irrational. He doesn't care about hurting people's feelings. And he only sees things one way. And he beats up on people that are trying to have a voice to be heard. That's why. And not only that, he's disgraceful because he's someone that doesn't even like himself. And he's also a liar. I have no respect for liars. A liar will do anything and everything to get their point across. So people out there, all people, try not to buy into this race thing. There won't be any race wars. A race war would not benefit the capitalist system. And if there were to be a race war based off of color, the European is outnumbered far too many numbers. He's only 8% of the population of the world. But we're not talking about having a race war. We're talking about having to change the ideology. Okay? to change your ideology and get away from people that is trying to poison it by keeping this race thing going and trying to put so-called black people down under the feet of others and act as if black people are no good. Okay? Now, I'm not going to offend anything else other than that. As far as the history of who did what, who did this, go read and research. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to just L.Peterson. That's a fool.